Dr. Xiaobing Wang, who's an economics lecturer at the University of Manchester. Welcome to the programme. This forecast goes against previous IMF forecasts. Why the turnaround, do you think?
Thank you very much for having me. I think the first problem that we have overcome is the COVID. So the new COVID policy played a very significant role in this revising of the forecast, I think, from the IMF.
Okay, the IMF says the global economy will grow 2.9% this year, and countries will face lower headline inflation compared to 2022. Does that mean then the recession risks have receded, and is it time for central banks to ease off on those rate hikes?
Yes, I think the overall tension has eased a little bit, but we still have to be cautiously positive and optimistic about all those things. But we have to be cautious with the soaring inflation. So the inflation is slowing, but still have a very high impact on people's livelihood. So we have to be cautious with this. But the overall economic outlook is improving.
And that's probably a good time to talk about the UK, where perhaps you might not be able to say that. However, I think in September, the International Monetary Fund condemned the former Chancellor, the former Finance Minister, Kwasi Kwarteng's famous mini-budget, as we all remember, for slashing taxes. So are we supposed in the UK to have tax cuts or tax rises, spending cuts or spending rises? I'm confused. Is the International Monetary Fund confused on the UK too?
I think we have to be reminded that everybody, including the politicians, has to respect the basic economic rules. If you don't do that, of course, it will be punished by the market. At the moment, I think the thing we are talking about is not only about tax cuts or tax rise or spending cuts or spendings, etc. We have to think about where we spend money on. For example, if we spend money on infrastructure, it will bring positive impact to the market. And if we spend money on some small consumptions, of course, there will be multiplier effect, but the multiplier effect may be small. So to summarize, we need to care about not only just tax cuts, but to say where we cut tax. And if we want to spend, we want to care about where we spend. So the structure of government spending is more important than just increase or decrease government spending.
The IMF thinks that China's reopening after COVID lockdowns will help boost the country's growth and the wider international economy. Just how significant for Europe, for example, is China globally on its opening up and these figures today?
I think, as we know that now China is one of the biggest trading partners of many countries, and for many countries they're actually #1 trading partners. So given China's role in the global production chain, it's becoming increasingly important for many countries, especially countries that are struggling and the countries that integrated with the global economy. Any ripple will have this very big spillover effect. So the good Chinese economy will bring a very positive spillover effect to the rest of the world, especially for Europe. Because at the moment, there are some political motivated decoupling happening among, for example, China and America, and some politics are given priorities over economy, which is not good for the common people like us. So in this world, I think we should have more sort of rational behavior for politicians and also for commoners. We have to support a sort of global economy, and we have to support this globalization movement to some extent. Do not allow this to be in danger, in a sense. So in that sense, I think every economy is now well connected. So the better the connection we have, the better economic benefit we'll get. So in this sense, I think the better, healthier Chinese economy will play a better role, a significant role in improving the livelihood of everybody, especially Europe.